All right, what's going on, guys? This is Liam from formerly Liam Stops Tinnitus, now Silence Tinnitus Now. It's been a little bit of a while since I've done a video like this. I usually just do Instagram lives. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please go there. Please go to Liam_stops_tinnitus. You can find me there. You can see the past live streams. You can see my posts. You can also go to my website by clicking the link I'll put below this video and in my Instagram bio if you want to get coached by me. There are many ways you can contact me. I'm usually pretty accessible if you have a question about tinnitus or if you want to be coached by me. Either way, look, I want to do a video on hope. Now, I have plenty of videos on what to do, in terms of Liam, I have tinnitus, hyperacusis, pulsatile tinnitus, vertigo, Meniere's disease, visual snow, hearing loss. Most of you don't actually have hearing loss. You can see that in my other videos, why the audiograms that ENTs give you really have, it's a terrible diagnostic tool in regards to actually being able to ascertain whether a person has real hearing loss, because the sound of the tinnitus in your ears actually interferes with your capacity to hear the beeps and the words and the things like that. They'll show the audiogram and say, see, you have hearing loss in the same range as your tinnitus. No, it's not hearing loss. It's just that you can't hear the audiogram, the sounds of it, soundproof booth with the headphones and the buttons. You can't hear it over the sound of your own tinnitus. So it's completely ridiculous. And unfortunately, most ENTs know this, ENTs and otolaryngologists, and they do it anyway. So, as I was saying, I have many videos on Instagram and YouTube that will show you, here's what causes tinnitus in my view. And why does my view matter? Well, because I have the most actual testimonials of silence, whether you get it from stress, cold, ear infection, noise trauma, parasite, mold, fungus, head injury, acupuncture, food poisoning. It goes on. I had people who come to me who were sexually abused as kids. I have people who used to be heroin addicts. I have people who are incredibly famous and the fame gets to them, athletes and politicians. It just goes on and on and on. Fundamentally, it is a mitochondrial dysfunction problem, with rare exception. One exception being, for example, if you have a perforated eardrum or something like that, then we can talk about that. Liquid behind the ear, a similar sort of thing, but it rarely is actually a problem located in your ear. Usually it's in your nervous system, your body, that sort of thing. So I have heaps of videos on that. This is not going to be one of those videos, but please take the time to view those videos. Anyway, so people say, Liam, quite often, what's the best thing I can do for my tinnitus? Or what's the worst thing? Or some people say, what's the worst thing? What's the best thing? What's the first thing I should do for my tinnitus? And to illustrate, what the most important thing is, I'm going to tell you a story. And this story comes from a client. So I do calls with my clients. I do about 2 to 4 1-hour calls a day with my clients. And, the first 45 minutes is just them talking. They tell me their story. They tell me what's going on. They tell me, their problems and their fears and their hopes and what the ENT said and how long they've had it for and how severe it is. Some medical history, some things like that. They upload some documents. It's all useful for me to have, all confidential, of course. And I was on a call with someone the other day, and they told me a story which is as fascinating as it is common. Here's a story. So someone comes to me and they said, Liam, I actually bought one of your courses when it was called something else about 3 years ago. So I've been doing this for about 6 years. So they said, I bought your course for about 3 years ago. And they said, but I haven't implemented anything. And I go, okay, was it because you were busy? No. Okay, did you not have the money for the supplements? No, wasn't that. What's the deal? What happened? And they told me something which is very, very common. And they said, Liam, you're my last hope. You are my last hope. Because they've done the habituation, didn't work. Because it's not supposed to work. It's supposed to create a client for life. That's what it is. Sorry, it's the truth. They tried the TRT, didn't work. They tried the ginkgo biloba, they tried the quercetin, they tried the B12 supplements, they tried, vegan smoothies, they tried just using luck, like maybe if I wait long enough, it'll just go away. all the things on the forums and the doctors and the this and the that, and they bought the $4,000 earpieces with the masking noises, and it's only getting worse, which it always does, because the masking noise is Bluetooth and it messes with the calcium gauge of your ear, so how could it not get worse? It's ridiculous. Like, you're gonna use AirPods, you're a fool, you're an idiot. I mean, I had someone the other day say, no, there's no way that AirPods can actually cause any damage. And it's like, you fucking idiot. Even in the manual itself, it says don't use this too much because it's dangerous. Get a grip, okay? This technology, it's great, but use it sparingly. Don't be a fucking idiot. So apologize for the swearing, but I really need to get this into people. Don't walk around with your phone in your pocket. Don't have Bluetooth headphones in more than you really have to. If you work in a call center, use a wired headset. Don't always have this, just get it. You don't have a Wi-Fi. The amount of people that have Wi-Fi routers in their bedroom is shocking. Back to the story. Don't have a router in your bedroom. Turn it off if you do, or move it. So anyway, this person says, no, Liam, you're my last hope. And so I had given them some hope that tinnitus would go away, which in the world of tinnitus is insanely valuable. It's like a desert. It's like of hope. It's like no, like, if you know what I mean. It's like the world of tinnitus is desert and hope is water. And you're going through and you're climbing through the sands and you're over the dunes and there's like a couple of dudes on camels and they don't give a fuck about you. Those are the EMTs. And you can't find any water anywhere. And you find a little bit of water on the horizon, but you're like, is it a mirage or is it the real thing? And so they go, you know, Liam, you're my last hope. I've spent $5,000. I've been stressed out. I've lost. Some people lose their jobs. Some people lose their families. It's terrible. And so they go, I don't want to try it because hypothetically, if it didn't work, then I would lose that hope. So think about that. Think about that. And this is not, and if this is you, I want you to really, go through, would the word be endure, participate, or, commence or instigate some introspection, which means to think about, like, why did I think that I thought about that? Why did I do that? Why am I thinking these things? Because hope is such a valuable thing that it's like, well, maybe I'll just, I don't want to, leave this protective area and go to that one in case it doesn't work. And I say to the people, look at the testimonials, look at the results, look at the countless people. And also, let's just use common sense. The average client that I deal with is a woman between the age of 35 and 50. That's like my average client, mostly women. Men too, of course, but this is like my sort of most people who come to me. So these women, they had a perfectly fine life with, whatever's going on in life and maybe a couple of kids or not or whatever, right? Depending on their age and their choices. And then they contracted tinnitus. Tinnitus doesn't fall from the sky. You're not just walking around and it goes, woo, and comes down to you and goes, oh, here's like, it's Harry Potter and Guardian. Like, you didn't just get tinnitus. You weren't cursed by a witch, There wasn't some fucking warlock who you turned down for a date who's like stirring this cauldron and cursing you with tinnitus. You got it because of something that happened to you or something that you did. Maybe black mold is developing in your home. Maybe when you went to Mexico, you picked up a parasite that you didn't realize. Maybe that new job that you started is really stressful. Maybe you're not achieving everything you thought you would achieve in life and you're angry and it's affecting your sleep, and because you're not sleeping properly, your cells aren't being recycled properly. On and on and on. Maybe you were vegan for 3 years because you watched Forks Over Knives or Cowspiracy or Fishspiracy and you believed all that horse shit, like Game Changers. Oh my God, Game Changers, fuck off. And you believed it and you started having vegan smoothies, especially the people in Canada, North America, and Scandinavia, like Oslo, Norway, things like that. There's all these, I was talking to a client and there's all these juice bars. And he's like, yeah, I thought I was being healthy. I was having these juice bars and, all these stuff. And I was like, yes, I'll get an oatmeal cappuccino and a latte, and I'll get a banana, whatever. It's just like, it's not even food. Like, just thinking about it makes, it's horrible. Don't have it, all right? Just eat meat. You don't have to eat only meat, but you should be having red meat. And if you're Indian or it's against your religion, just have some lamb. Have some ruminant animals. Don't get me wrong, I fix vegans and vegetarians all the time, but it's not easy. It takes a bit of time. And the maintenance to keep tinnitus away for vegans and vegetarians is pretty hard, but it's doable. It's doable. So anyway, so tinnitus didn't just come from anywhere, okay? So something happened. So we have to go back in time, and that's why on my calls I take 45 minutes to go, this is what I do, you ready? I'll tell you exactly what I do. I say, welcome to the call, it's nice to meet you, like, oh, I've seen your videos, it's really cool talking. I was like, yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you too. It's always lovely people who join my course. Very nice people. And I say, look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk for an hour and more if we need it. And I give people 3 calls, 3 1-hour calls. I say to them this, look, the first call is, at the end of it, you're gonna have a customized plan. I'm gonna send you the recording. But in this call, I want you to tell me 2 stories. The first story is going to be your story of tinnitus from basically like, a month before it started up until today. And it's something like, I got sick and I got an ear infection and then it was like really hurting, and then the ENT performed a microsuction and they gave me like a medication like maybe amoxicillin or something really bad like gentamicin or ciprofloxacin or something really bad, and then a tinnitus started and I was like freaking out. I went to forums and it was horrible. I went to the ENT, there's nothing I could do. I spent $2,000 on this, spent $1,000 on this. I've been stressing out. And then I came to you and that's the story. Goodness me, sorry. And that's the story, right? Apologize. I say, okay, fantastic. I'm so sorry. That's the story, right? Fantastic. And then I say, good. Now it's time for the second story. And the second story is the 5-year window leading up to tinnitus. Before you ever knew what tinnitus was, it goes for tinnitus, vertigo, the whole thing. Before you even knew what it was, before your ears ever rang, before you ever saw my fucking face, which hopefully after you get tinnitus, you can forget it and get going with your life and ride off into the sunset, whatever. All the good stuff. So tell me that story. And they say, like I was not being that healthy, or I thought I was being healthy, too much plants, and I was doing this, I was stressed out, and I started using Bluetooth headphones a lot, and I was kind of like going through a divorce, or my father, it's called my father died, or that sort of thing. And then I go, yeah, I get that, and I start pulling it together, okay? And then you can actually compile a plan, because a lot of tinnitus is, and this is another thing, when someone says, I have tinnitus, what should I do? The first thing is hope, which is why, when someone says to me, Liam, I got your course, but I didn't do it because I was worried it wasn't going to work, and all I have is hope, and I just want to hang on to hope. You have to get out of that line of thinking, because what do you want to do? Do you want to die with tinnitus? Do you want to be on your deathbed with ringing ears, with your kids around you and they're crying and they're saying goodbye and you can't even hear what they're saying? Is that what you want? Is that how you want them to remember you? Like, oh, I can't go to that function, my ears are too sensitive. I have mothers crying to me all the time, as they would be, because they can't stand to hear their kids screaming and laughing. It's really quite sad, to be honest. It's very sad. But, I always fix them and they go on and live their lives and raise their kids. And, I get family photos, I get Christmas cards all the time for family. It's wonderful. Really is best job in the world. Best job ever. So you need to get out of that line of thinking that, it's not going to work for me. That's kind of where it stems from. It's not going to work for me. I'm special. I'm unique. Well, I've got this and that, the other thing. Yeah, you look different. You might be a different gender or race or age to the testimonials you see, but at the end of the day, you're a Homo sapien, right? You're a human. I'm a human, you're a human. There's differences between men and women, and we address those, hormonal and things like that, your cycle, are you post-menopause or are you pre-menopause and that sort of thing, that matters, sure. But it's still the same thing. You still have mitochondria, you still have a lymphatic system, you still have a circulatory system, you still have a nervous system, you can still have a dental infection, you can still have stress, bugs on me. You can still have stress in your life and all these different things, but you can get rid of it. Because again, tinnitus doesn't just fall from the sky when you look, watch out to get your umbrellas, guys. There's tinnitus today. You don't want to get hit by tinnitus. It's crazy talk. You know what ENT say? Tinnitus is, you've got what is it? Subjective idiopathic tinnitus. Idiopathic. What does that word mean? Look it up. Google idiopathic. Pause the video and Google it. Or look at it after. It means it literally came from nowhere. Up, get your umbrella. Idiopathic. Check the weather. Oh, idiopathic tinnitus, guys. Guys, idiopathic tinnitus. Seek shelter. Idiopathic tinnitus. Get a fucking grip. Get a grip. They just don't know. The truth is they don't want to look you in the eyes and say, thank you for waiting 3 months for this ENT appointment. Thank you for paying $350. It's been 3 minutes into the thing already, and I already know I've got no fucking clue how to fix you. That's what they don't want to say. Because they don't have any fucking authenticity. They don't give a fuck about how you feel. How many of you, comment below if this is you, how many of you waited so long, paid all this money, saw an ENT, whoever it was, and they just nonchalantly were like typing on their computer, not even looking at you, and they go, oh yeah, tinnitus is for life. Anyway, ooh, good movies on tonight. Does that seem like someone who gives a fuck? How many of you have been asked by your ENTs about your life? Eating, exercise, sleep, stress, addictions, medications, medical history. Did you get your appendix removed? Did you get your gallbladder removed? What's going on in your life? What's your exposure to Wi-Fi? All these, should we get this test, that test? They might send you for an MRI. Never had I ever fucking had a single client ever get an MRI, CAT scan, or CT and ever show anything. But yet they will still gladly send you to the radiologist. Fuck knows why, probably to get you out of their office so I don't have to deal with, because I cried in the ENT's office when they said it was for life. Maybe you had too. Do you think they want to see that? They don't give a fuck. They don't. So not only do they not care, but they're not even educated as to how to literally reverse tinnitus. They get taught it just comes from nowhere, you can't fix it, sell them an earpiece and send them on their way. And you let these guys control how you feel. I did too. I'm telling you not to do that. I had a guy the other day tell me, he's been talking to me for about 2 months on Instagram, nice guy, music producer. He'll know who he is, he'll see this video. And he said, yeah, because most people, they book an ENT appointment, it takes like 3 months to see him, and then they find me like a month later and they keep talking to me, and they go, well, I'm just gonna see the ENT anyway, because why not? I'm like, yeah, they can use the otoscope, which is a little camera with light they use to go in your ear. They can give you a referral to someone if you want to get a referral. Because I'm not saying don't get an MRI, by the way. I'm just saying it's never shown what the cause is. Because again, the cause is subatomic. It's intracellular. It's mitochondrial. You can't see mitochondria. You can't see intracellular organelles like ribosomes, lysosomes, nucleus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. Those are all inside your cells at the base of your the cells in your ears. You can't see them on a fucking MRI. You would need to use, you would need to cut out that section of your ear, open it up, and use scanning electron microscopy. Do you want to have your cochlea pulled out? It's fucking crazy. Get a grip. Fucking stupid. So fucked. Anyway, the gentleman music producer, he booked an appointment. He found me, and I showed him, and I taught him, this is what this is, and this is what tinnitus is, and this is what's going on here, and yada yada yada. And he was like, well, I'm still going to go to the ENT because I booked it. And I said, go ahead, please do, and go through it. And he went there, and the ENT told him, it's for life, you've broken hair cells, which you haven't. You've broken hair cells, you can't fix it, have a nice life. And apparently this client, a cool guy, just goes, oh, okay. Because he didn't believe him. Because if you guys knew just how little these guys, these professionals, these experts, these trusted authority members of society, give me a fucking break. How much, if you knew how little they knew about tinnitus and where it comes from, you wouldn't even go in the first place. You wouldn't waste your fucking time. You're better off going to a naturopath. Seriously. But it's up to you. Can't tell you what doctors to see. But I can tell you, tinnitus is not for life. Have a lovely day, guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.